Good evening, guys. Marshall here with this week's live Q&A. Hopefully, the live stream will work a little more with some more stability here. I'm really not sure what is causing it because I'm using Zoom. Typically, it's really on point. So, all right, let's get back to it. Let's start over here. So, Ero asks the question, how do I know if I'm simply coping or if I'm healing? Well, healing is all about a state of change, i.e., I used to feel a lot of shame. Now I feel less shame. Now I feel less shame. Now I feel no shame. It's a really good example as to how healing works. So it's a progress from one state to a different state consistently. That doesn't mean that you'll never revisit shame again. It means that you're changing the way you respond to shame, or you respond to anxiety, or you respond to a situation or to a person. That's what healing is about. It's not about fixing. It's about changing our response and our outcome, essentially, within us. So if we're talking about emotional healing, we no longer feel as much shame, and eventually we feel no shame. Instead, we feel calm or confidence or peace, that kind of thing. So that's how you know you're healing. Healing also comes in with different reactions and different responses and different skills that you use to respond to common situations that we would be dealing with here in our post-codependency life. So like conflict, you respond to the conflict up front. Cool. Now, you may not do it all the time, but you're starting to do it more. That means you're healing. That means you're growing and you're evolving. So honor that, because healing is not an event. It is a process. It's a journey, and it is going from state A to state B and reinforcing that, rehearsing that, doing that over and over and over. All right. Yeah. Okay. Next question is it normal to feel depressed over your past? Yeah. Especially if you've had a traumatic past, you're going to feel depressed. Really what's going on there is you're grieving. You're in the depression phase of grieving the past, what you wanted, what you thought you had, what you hoped for, and what you won't get. That's the grief that we typically wrestle with. And it can be complex, especially if we're dealing with parents or siblings that were abusive. We miss them. We love them, yet we dread them. That's complex grief. And we have to include both components. We miss what we thought we had. We miss what we won't have. We miss what we needed. We miss them. And then we are also angry or resistant or avoidant. We have boundaries with them. It's very normal to have those kind of responses to people who abused us, yet we have love for. So navigate that. Okay. You navigate that with compassion, with understanding, with allowance, and it'll move for you. Okay. So let's see what Eru says down here. Even with therapy, growth through changes in my diet and everything, still find myself wanting to escape. Well, of course you want to escape mental torture. It's mental torture. It's torture, guys. We're not here to tolerate. This is a zero tolerance thing. We're not here to learn how to tolerate the toxic person. We're not here to learn how to survive in the toxic relationship. We're not here to live in it consistently. Yes, we will have to tolerate it for a period of time, but then our job isn't to go, okay, I'm going to tolerate this the rest of my life. Our job is to go, okay, I need to tolerate this until I can get out of it. Okay? That's what we need to do. Now, leaving a relationship, getting out of a situation, these things can take a lot of time and effort and some planning with them too. So it's really on your call what you do and when you do it. But yeah, it's wanting to escape abuse and terror is a normal response. That's your flight response kicking in your brain. So you're pretty normal there. Don't try to escape your emotions. That's good, but hold space with them. Allow them to be present. Allow them to be consistent and available to you. The less you judge them, the less you try to fix them, the less you try to inspect them, the easier they're going to move through you. You'll actually begin to have peace and space around the emotion. It'll feel a lot better for you. Okay. How do I realize my desire to find love? Okay. Well, as you heal your desire to find love, first of all, your desire to feel love, you should be able to hear me. I mean, the mic's working, everything's worky. So yeah, check your audio. Type this right here. So Should be able to hear me. But if not, then I get to do this again. All right. Now, you don't release your desire to find love. You don't. This is not about tolerance. This is not about getting rid of things that are very natural and human. So you don't need to shape yourself this way. What you need to do is understand that as you get healthier, then it's going to be easier for you to have a healthy, emotional, intimate relationship with someone else. So what your brain's doing here is trying to control the future by trying to get rid of your need. And that is a shame and fear response. Rather than that, honor your need and start fostering a mindset and actions that will still facilitate and grow you. So give yourself that opportunity to expand and to grow. All right, let's see. She says there's no audio, but there is. I've seen it. So I'm not sure what's going on. Is it working now? Because all the levels on my end tell me it's working. So I don't, either something else is wrong or they're wrong, or I'll keep going. So let me know though. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. So let me know, Catherine, on that. Okay. But again, Iru, stop trying to give up natural, normal need and stop inhibiting your healing by shaming yourself, by going, I can't make it happen. And with this rate I'm healing at, I'll never have a boyfriend. I'm going to be real blunt with you. It's fucking bullshit. This is your shame talking. This is you tearing yourself down. Stop working with that. Okay? What you need to do is observe those thoughts and realize that they're coming from shame. And that's where you need to stop and go, okay, I'm feeling scared here. I'm feeling vulnerable with this need. I'm identifying my need, and it's a scary thing to open up to. And it's very important for us to rehabilitate how we think in this, because with this kind of mindset, you're going to set yourself up for choosing the wrong guy. When you give up that mindset, you're going to be like, ah, I'm worthy of being known. I'm worthy of being loved. I'm worthy of being kept. And then as you heal, you're going to start feeling that more. And that's going to guide you to people that like, love, and respect you just as you are. And that's the key. And that is completely in your reach, because you're only 21. I mean, I have people in their 50s experiencing for the first time in their lives real love. So there's no reason why you won't experience this if you persist in your healing, but you've got to put your thinking in check. Now, thinking is unhealthy. It's shame-based thinking, and you got to knock it out. You're going to say, nope, that stops now. I choose to be open to being really loved and really connected with in my life. So I'm a little blunt with you there, but you don't deserve to treat yourself that way and give yourself that message. So stand up for you and adopt that mindset of, hey, I am worth knowing, loving, and keeping, and keep that active. And when the shame and the big feelings come up, be compassionate. Use the shame clearings and heal, because I know you have that membership. So get in there, use those clearings, and allow yourself to continue to grow. But healing is a journey. It's moving, again, from state A to state B, from codependence to confidence, from trauma to peace, whatever it might be. So give yourself that chance to experience that. And it's going to take the time it takes. But if you give up trying to arrive in healing, you'll get there, and you'll just grow into your life as a natural, beautiful human being that you already are, and you deserve to see that. Okay, good. It's working. Excellent. All right. So Melissa asks, okay, real love is not earned, but what is it? Real love is connection. It's being seen. It's being valued because you exist. And it would come across in the fashion of like, hey, I really appreciate that you're in my life. I'm grateful you're here. It would be somebody going, hey, can we just hang out? I just want to spend some time with you. I like how we do these things together. We have these little quirks we create. I really like your energy, your presence. I really appreciate the experience of being in your life. I'm grateful you exist. I'm grateful you were born. These are the signals of real love. Because it's all about the appreciation and embrace of you and your existence. Not what you do, but more about who you are, especially in the energy, the vibe, all of that. That's where this comes from. So let's see, ask another question. Is it a natural connection that two people have, at least commitment or love? It can be. Not all relationships have commitment involved in them, but love is a genesis of the interaction between you two as you guys connect and share emotionally, validate each other, and share. It's really about the sharing. It's the reciprocal nature of it. And it is more natural. You can't, people say you can choose love, like, is love a choice? Now, let's split love into two categories, because it is in two categories. We have love as behavior, and we have love as an emotion or an energy, right? And you can choose loving behavior and you can choose loving energy, but being in love with someone, which is that other category, the romantic love, it's not necessarily something I found you can actually consistently manufacture. I think it's something that's experienced organically and naturally with another person, where you two vibe that way. You guys have that chemistry, have that interest. So that kind of love, I'm not so sure you can manufacture that. I never succeeded in trying. In the many, many years I tried to do that, caused me and a lot of other people pain. But I think we can choose loving behavior, and we can choose a general energy of love and make those dominant priorities in our life, though. So we're in a general practice of it, basically. But to fall in love with someone, I think that's more organic and natural, not necessarily in your control. But to choose to love someone just as they are, that's an option. And that would be a platonic love. All right. So let's see here. Do people see you and you fit with them or not? Okay. Yeah, do people? Okay, I'm understanding this, right? Fit is a natural experience. Now, no one's going to fit entirely perfectly, but people are going to fit so well that it doesn't matter that the differences exist. In fact, often the differences are what make it even more fun. So, yeah. And generally, I call that A group emphasis or A group compatibility. When you get into the fit concept of relating, there's 4 groups. You have the A group, which is where everybody's got an organic chemistry. They make sense to each other. They like each other. They enjoy each other. Lots of mutual interests, mutual energy that way. You have what's called B group. This is the people who chase other people. These are codependents that want other people to love them. This is us generally looking for somebody to validate our worth, our value, to choose us, to include us. Why us? Trying to fix them. See that codependent components kick in there. Category C is where people are running from the people chasing them. They're the avoidants. They're the narcissists. They're the ones who do not want to be connected to. Now, not all avoidant, everyone in category C is a narcissist. Please don't misunderstand me here. People who have avoidant attachment style will fall on this. People who are just not compatible with you will fall in this category. People who don't want anything to do with you will fall in this category. And so there's a broad variety of people there. And then you may even be in that category. You're like, I don't want this person in my life. Well, there you go. You're in C category, completely valid. And then you have D category, which is there's no mutual interest or interaction at all. These are just people you pass on the street, see at Starbucks, things like that. And so fit, where I angle life at and where I teach people to focus on with people, places, and things in their life is the A group, where you have the most fun, the most play, the most intimacy, the most companionship, most compatibility there. Okay, let's build on that. All right, so let's see. Now, Dina asks how to shift from victim consciousness to recognize my own responsibility and my own quality of life. Now, this is a powerful question because victimhood is taken in 2 ways. One, we are victims, meaning we are innocent and somebody did something in which harmed or hurt us. That's victim role. I've been victimized by another person. Then we have this thing called victimhood or victim identity. I am a victim and everything happens to me. This is a child mindset. If you get into archetypal energy, everybody has what's called the victim mindset. And this is the part of us that feels helpless and powerless and wants to be rescued and blames everybody else for what's going on for it because it doesn't want to take responsibility for its behaviors. So the way we get out of victimhood thinking is by taking ownership of the results we have, the choices we make, and the actions we take, along with our desires and feelings. So we get into strict discipline with ownership, okay? That allows us to go, okay, I've made choices that contribute to this outcome. Most of the things that are going on in our life, we have had an influence on. That doesn't mean other people's responsibilities are our fault, or other people's responsibilities, their actions, their choices, they're not our responsibility. We didn't cause people to behave a certain way. They chose to behave that way. But that doesn't give us license to hold them accountable for not doing something we want them to do. That doesn't give us license to blame them when they react to us the way we didn't want them to. Typically, victimhood mentality is going to say, you should treat me a certain way, and when you don't, I'm going to attack you. That's not how it's going to work. We need to be in ownership of our behaviors, choices, actions, feelings, and desires. So if I have a desire or a feeling, I need to express it in a proactive, confident, and healthy way, and then see what the other person does. Now, if they blow up, then I have a choice about what to do with their blow up. I can internalize it as I'm a victim and they're attacking me, or I can say, you know, you don't fit in my life this way. You're incompatible with me here, or we need to talk about this because this is not how I want to be treated. And then we advocate and promote for our boundaries. That's the position you want to be in, because that's the position of your power. Okay, so victimhood mentality of thinking that things happen to you typically involves a larger narrative that there's something else doing things to you. And if you give up that narrative, then you can start changing a lot of things. Because if we think God's doing something to us, or the universe is doing something to us, or this is a result of the subconscious or some sort of trauma in the past, then we're not actually looking at things in an analytical perspective to fix it or understand it or change it. We're looking for something to blame. When we step out of that kind of narrative and we step into like, I don't like that this happened. This totally sucks. What can I do now? What else is possible here? How could this be used for me? You know, what's the rightness in this event? What is it trying to show me? Then we're coming into our power, because we're no longer letting something outside of ourselves regulate our feelings and our opinions, our points of view. We're actively choosing our points of view. We're regulating our emotions, and we're regulating our actions and choices. That's how you get out of it. Okay? All right. Now, I need to scroll down because we've got some other questions on the other thread. Way down here. And my little songs. Songs for everybody. My mouth feels a lot better. I had 2 fillings on both sides. One filling this side, one on that one. Actually, I did half of them without any numbing stuff. I was pretty impressed with that. That was pretty awesome. Okay, so here we go. Okay, on the other thread. Okay, so how do, yep, so here we'll post the same question, and I've learned lessons through the years. So okay. Any suggestions on foods to incorporate or avoid when dealing with anxiety or depression? Yes, sugar. Avoid that sugar. Cut it down as much as possible. Get into fruits, vegetables. Those will help. Now, depression and anxiety, they can have that biological component, but they have that psychological element too. If you're dealing with anxiety, and especially because you're coming out of trauma, exercise is imperative. Watching your thoughts and adjusting your thoughts and your mindsets so that you're feeding yourself a mental diet that reinforces your confidence and your well-being is essential. So if you're having thoughts about what if bad things happen, now you're going to be like, well, I am open to kicking some ass. I'm going to enjoy this. I am doing well here. I like myself here. I am capable there. We start affirming ourselves rather than dreading ourselves to death. So, but definitely with foods, sugar, big time. Caffeine's another one you want to avoid, that kind of thing. But I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. So, and proper sleep, I have found has helped a lot of people that way too. So you can go with that. Okay, guys, I appreciate you showing up for live Q&A. we do this typically every Thursday. We didn't do it this week because I went to the dentist to have some fun. So that's why it's here today on Friday. But typically every Thursday we have live Q&A. So if you're new to the group, be sure to watch for that post. Post your questions. I'll answer them live here for you. And again, guys, I appreciate you being a part of the community. We have 4 spots left in Get Closure Now, so you better make sure you jump in. We start in less than just a week, in a couple of days. And if money's an income, if income or money is a concern, just reach out, because I have what's called income-aware pricing. So pricing is dependent on what you make, what you can afford. So, but if you're looking to get free of trauma, this is the course for you, because what you get is I train you in how to regulate your nervous system so you master your ability to calm your mind and body. I teach you what the closure technique is, and then we do a one-on-one session together with it. And then I teach you how to mold and shape your mind state so that you're able to, 1, open your mindset and shift it, and then 2, adopt your new identity that comes after you've accomplished some closure with your trauma. So if you want to join that, just go to closure.freetheself.com. We have 4 seats left. Just apply, and then I'll reach out to you for a free consult where we'll discuss your situation. I'll give you some tips about that, and we'll connect you with the appropriate resource if Get Closure Now is not what you need right now. Again, guys, appreciate you. Thank you for making the community awesome. Let's keep growing it. And remember that you're worth knowing, loving, and keeping. And I will see you guys next week for more live trainings on Facebook. Okay, guys, have a good night. Bye-bye.